For the first time today, we're speaking with Republican candidate for governor Bobby Charles of Leeds. He served as a naval intelligence officer, spent years working for the federal government. Among other roles, he has served as an assistant secretary of state for international narcotics and law enforcement affairs during the George W. Bush administration. He also recently earned the endorsement of Buzz Aldrin, astronaut, a few days ago. Bobby, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you.
Real pleasure to be with you.
So you made this decision, you said, a couple of months ago. This is kind of a pivotal moment for you. Why did you decide to run for governor?
I'll be honest with you, Terry. I never thought I would run for governor. I grew up in this state. I was very happy to live in this state, raise my family, come back here again, just thinking this was going to be the state that I left. And I found that the state that I came back to is not the state that I left. So I came to the conclusion that there are three things that have to be fixed, and I looked around for others that would fix them, and frankly, no one's stepping up to do that. So the big one is to get the drug trafficking organizations out of this state. I've been a crime fighter all my life. I was in uniform as a naval intelligence officer for 10 years. I know how to do this. I can't fly a commercial airframe. There's a lot of things I cannot do, but I can get traffickers out of this state, and we are being overrun by the Dominican groups, by the Mexican Sinaloa cartel, by the Chinese groups, not just the Chinese grow houses. We should get rid of them on day one. Why we haven't done that, I cannot tell you.
I am curious. I've heard you in other interviews talk about the drug crisis and links to organized crime.
Yeah.
Where's the evidence you're seeing that drug traffickers have these connections?
Oh, it's not about having them. They are these connections. The Dominican groups, the Trinitarios, the international groups that are here connected to Sinaloa, the big drug trafficking groups that are Chinese, they are organized crime. We call them transnational organized crime, and they are right here. That's why you get drive-by shootings in Saco. That's why just last week you had multiple houses taken down in the Fairfield area with enough drugs to kill half a million Mainers. And by the way, it's not just drugs. When we talk organized crime, it's also sex trafficking. And what we're talking about right now is a world in which chloroform is being found at the same time they're finding drugs, and it's bad. And so the drug piece is huge. Affordability is the other major issue. People cannot afford life.
You're seeing, right, briefs either from the federal government or other agencies.
I am.
Is that where that information's coming from?
Yes.
That gives you more details?
I have details. So what happens, and I apologize for interrupting, but what I get from DEA once a week is enough information to tell me that organized crime has decided that this governor has left the door open. And that's why, I mean, when you kick the legs out from underneath state law enforcement, when people cannot afford local law enforcement, organized crime just pours in. They used to say, if you take your fist out of the bucket, it fills in real fast behind you. That's true about leadership if you don't have leadership.
The addiction crisis, this has of course been going on for well over a decade, perhaps even 20 years or so. During the LePage administration, that was a problem too. Is there anything you would do differently than his approach?
There's 10 or 15 things I would do differently. I mean, right now, it has accelerated radically. We're losing up to 70 kids a month. Okay, that was not happening 5 years ago. That was not happening 8 years ago. We're in an environment right now where they have taken full advantage of everyday citizens. Public safety is a real issue. So what I would do, I mean, we could do a longer...
about 2 minutes.
Okay, so nutshell version is you got to make every county in the state of Maine a high-intensity drug trafficking area. Go down to OJP, work with this president, not against him. Pull the money back up here so that you can then set up effective treatment, effective law enforcement. The other thing I want to do is I want to deeply cut taxes. I want to cut the property tax and the income tax down as deep as we can get it.
Do you think that Maine needs a DOGE equivalent? Do you think that there needs to be that dramatic reduction in state spending, and where do you see those line items that you
so I went through the entire budget with line item. The answer to your question is yes. We are not only inefficient, we are living in an environment where public corruption is being viewed as normal. The Matt Dunlap audit that was just done, $2.1 billion being given away to friends and family, non-compete sole source contracts. That never happens. To see that happen in this state is like a giant flare. What that tells us is we have public corruption that is suffused. It's like termites in the foundation. Okay, it has taken a lot of the integrity that we expect of our government away. So at the end of the day, it's very simple. You have to cut crime, you have to cut taxes, you have to get public integrity back, and I say get rid of the nonsense. So
we have just about a minute left. I want to get you on this because I know a lot of Mainers are concerned about this. In recent days, we saw 12 hours plus of testimony related to bills dealing with transgender individuals in the state, particularly at the high school level. If you are elected governor, is there a way you think where there can be a way that you're respecting transgender individuals, transgender minors, but then also finding some sort of a solution that's going to make people happy?
Yeah, well, straight up, I would reverse every everything that Mills is doing right now. I would not allow boys and girls sports. I have a girl who's 23. I'm going to tell you right now, I would have been in the face of any principal, and I probably would have litigated if that had happened to my daughter. So we need to bring the policies of the state into line with what the Supreme Court precedent is, which says boys are boys and girls are girls, and we've had 50 years of precedent.
There could be a Supreme Court ruling on this case, which we're going to be watching very closely in recent days. We are out of time. I thank you so much for coming in, and it's a long road between now and November of 2026, so I'm sure that we'll have an opportunity to catch up again on some of the other issues.
I appreciate it.
Bobby Charles, thank you so much for coming in.